Salvation Army was created in order to make everyone feel equal. It is also created in order to help the poor, the hungry, and those in need. Those in need will sometimes be given food, housing, or water, anything that may benefit them. It was founded by William Booth and his wife Catherine. There was no true first headquarters. William had founded a church just for them, the East London Christian Mission Church. Salvation Army can be found in over 117 countries over the world. There are too many countries to list one by one, yet the main ones are in Canada, Ireland, the United States, Australia, and Zimbabwe. The mission statement goes, "The Salvation Army, an international movement, is an evangelical part of a universal Christian church. Its message is based on the Bible. Its ministry is motivated by the love of God. Its mission to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and meet human needs in His name without discrimination." Though this is true, the Salvation Army has now also moved to Middle Eastern states and does not just use its love of God to run. Salvation Army focuses on a lot of things, such as the poor, drug addicts, disabilities, disaster services, education, helping kids and adults get off the streets, and human trafficking. Some of the money they receive is from the government, yet they also receive money from big foundations, such as Wendy's or Nationwide. Every year, these companies will give a large sum of money as an annual donation. They also do public donations. On Christmas Day, there will be a van driving around asking for donations. Lastly, the Salvation Army also has a thrift store, in which a certain amount of the profits made will be given to the organization. There was a woman named Pamela Jackson. She was a teacher's assistant and she could barely afford food for her family. They lived paycheck to paycheck. They asked Salvation Army to help. This was around Christmas time, so Salvation Army decided to have the Red Kettle, where they would just collect money, or do the bell-ringing Santa Claus. This raised the money needed, so the Salvation Army decided to buy gifts with it and give it to the family. This was one way that they decided to help the poor. Though they had supplied the family with a day of happiness and money, the rest of the year will still be a struggle. Pamela Jackson will still have to look for extra work in order to provide. But rather than giving the family money, they had given them gifts. Though this made the family rich for a day, it won't benefit them for the rest of the year. The rest of the time, the family will just be lost and be left off the same amount of money that they had to start. They were able to grant the family with happiness and make the family feel good, due to being able to celebrate Christmas like everyone else. The gifts had made Kiana Jackson extremely happy, and she loved the new toys. The Salvation Army had helped to give the family an extremely good holiday and make them rich but in feelings. Ron, who is a 65-year-old man living in Philadelphia, suffers from developmental disability. He lost one of his roommates in a tragic accident, and the workers of Salvation Army have helped him out, seeing as this type of tragedy could have sent Ron down a terrible track. Salvation Army has a large sum of workers who are dedicated to help those in need, especially those with disabilities. They gain money from the Salvation Army thrift stores, which is then put in order to get objects and resources to further help the disabled. They haven't had him do very much with other people around. This limits his possibilities by quite a large amount. Ron may not be getting the interaction he needs in order to go further with his social skills. They have played on the best aspect and have helped him learn, yet what will happen when he has to go out and meet new people in the world? Being able to assign Ron with a worker just to himself has a huge benefit on his improvement and moving forward. It allows him to work one-on-one and is a lot less scared to do things that he might have been scared of before. They are also able to track his progress and let him help out with work that needs to be done for the churches in order to help him further develop. Salvation Army has made the loss and his improvement possible. I feel that Salvation Army is both successful and not successful at the same time. Though it has helped the poor quite a lot, it has not helped the education system or those with disabilities. This is most likely due to the fact that they have aimed too high and had set too many goals rather than sticking to something achievable. Their main focuses, I would say, are helping the poor and the homeless. This is for the fact that it is easier to help someone that is in your area. Saying this, they do all focus on the same audience of adults. So yes, it is successful in the ways of providing some people with a brighter future, as they state that they do. They also do not have the time or money to help the whole world in which have problems. I have found that the Salvation Army focuses on seeing results for the minute, rather than thinking in the long run. In both cases, the benefits may not last forever, though do help for the day that it is happening. Also, going into further investigation, I have found that they will mostly help the people in which are easiest to provide towards. There are numerous charity works and socials held in order to make money for the poor. Yet in something more complicated, such as the disabled, they do not advertise it as much and will take the money that they can get from the thrift shops. Though it does not achieve its goals in order to make people's lives better, it is only doing it for the moment. In the long run of things, they may not be benefiting as much as they can.